Hey everyone, it's Kendra. I'm going to be doing the voiceover today because Huntington's currently doing the dishes. So let's go. Here's hole one, and Huntington laid down a roller. He throws about 3 of those a year and threw all 3 in this one single round. He threw a forehand. It was really nice. Came up a little bit short. For a second forehand, lay up to the basket, which is back where those cars are, and actually landed nicely in the circle and made a nice putt. So we got a birdie here, 4 on a par 5. So this is actually hole 6 because they started on 5. Huntington threw a forehand because that's what he had practiced the previous day. He landed a little bit outside the circle, gave it a good run. Oh, not quite. Tapped it in for the par though, so no harm, no foul. Now we're on to hole 7, and no spoilers, but this hole is, you'll see. He ends up throwing out of bounds, and then with some weird footing, ends up throwing into this first available. Luckily, he stays in bounds, but gets really pinned up against this tree. He's trying to figure out what the best shot is. Really only has a forehand. Just throws it as, far and hard as possible. Ends up in a good spot and wants to push this all the way behind this furthest pine tree, which he does. Oh, but ends up missing this putt. Just a lot going on. Finally taps it in and leaves the hole with a triple bogey. Now we're on to hole 8. Huntington likes the forehand here. He's confident. He feels like it's a safe, good shot.
Come on, baby.
Card got a little excited. Thought maybe it had a chance to go in. He lands in the circle, but misses that putt after taking that 7. Taps it in and walks away with a par. Hole 9 is a true safari hole, so we're taking 1 tee pad and shooting all the way down to the next basket on the next hole. Huntington threw a nice drive. It was a little shorter than he wanted. Throws a nice forehand. He felt like it was the safest shot. Throws another one. He thought it was actually a little shorter than it was, but it was nicely in the circle. Makes the putt. Must feel a little bit better. Ends up walking away with a birdie. This is hole 9.5, which was a little shorty. Huntington threw his berg nicely in the circle with a small tap in to end up walking away with the birdie. Hole 10 is a normal memorial hole, but just played from up on the sidewalk. Huntington was not happy with this drive. He just put nothing on it. So he ended up a little short, which left his upshot a little short. So ends up with a tap in for the par. Hole 11 was a fun one. The goodnight was safe, which made it a little bit more fun. Huntington just hits it and scoots on up there. He was like, I shouldn't have hit that anyways, but regardless, he was safe. Ends up tapping it in for a par, even though a birdie would have been nice. Hole 13 had to carry over the water. It was a beautiful shot. Landed outside the circle. I missed the upshot, but he played it safe, put it under the basket. Just didn't want to deal with anything here. So he got a 3, walks away with a par. Hole 13 is another memorial hole, but what made this more fun was that there was no mandatory, so you could kind of just go and do whatever you wanted. Huntington threw a really nice forehand drive, forehand upshot that led him with a really nice putt to get a birdie on this one and move to the next. This is hole 14, really routine forehand. Nothing special to it. Pretty much there's the basket, there's the shot. Huntington lands, I believe, right inside the circle. We're about to see. They're joking about it because that's what Castro said his should have done. Huntington shoots. Oh my gosh, my reaction is still the same. Taps it in, walks away with a par. Hole 15 is another big shot. Requires you to throw over the water if you're looking for the birdie. Huntington throws a nice shot, but it's just not quite there. He ends up landing on the sidewalk, so he just pitches up with his berg, makes a putt for the 4, and walks away with a bogey because of that OB stroke. Here's another one of those rollers I was telling you guys about. I know nothing about rollers, so for whatever reason, this ended up going out of bounds. Huntington throws a nice shot up to the basket and makes that putt. Again, because of the OB stroke, takes a bogey. Hole 17 is pretty routine, but for some reason, Huntington just happens to misfire just a bit, but makes a really nice putt. which leaves him with a nice birdie finally after taking 2 bogeys. And here he is, probably thankful for that birdie, but still thinking about those bogeys. Hole 18 was a very large shot over the water. And Huntington decided he just wanted to play it safe, get the 3, walk away, does a really nice upshot, just has to tap it in, and gets to walk away with a par. Here's hole 19, double manjo, right through those 2 initial trees that Huntington went through. He threw a nice forehand, gave the jumper a chance. It was a nice bid, taps it in, and again gets another par. This was a shorty makeshift hole. Huntington threw his Blackbird, and the whole cart thought it was there. It actually ends up hitting basket, or the cage, I should say, and they were all really excited about that. Stays near in the circle, taps it in, and gets the birdie. Here's hole 2, which is another safari hole. Huntington throws a backhand. He was like, it's time for some backhands. My was doing all right. Throws a forehand.
Pick a side.
He's talking about the tree. You gotta pick one side or the other. He does. Gets to tap it in. Walks away with a nice birdie. This is hole 3. Huntington throws another nice backhand. I was working on my zooming skills. He lands right just inside the circle. Gives it a nice flutter putt. And gets it right on in there. Walks away with another birdie. This is about to be their last hole, so they're all just congratulating each other, saying good game. This was Huntington's first time taking the pad, and actually ends up throwing to the wrong basket because he didn't know it was a safari hole. But that ended up being okay because he did a nice upshot and ended the round with a really nice, clean birdie. And so that is the round in its entirety. Here's everyone counting scores, and then here's the scorecard as a final. Par was 69 overall, and Huntington shot a 65. So not bad with taking a 7, as well as quite a few out of bounds strokes and missing a couple putts inside the circle. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you guys all enjoyed.